Hi, David Prentice here.
Modern communications have changed the way we do business. Today, you will see and hear people sending messages, exchanging ideas and information, keeping in touch, in a word, communicating. First on the agenda, how one company uses the full range of systems to communicate with its customers and with its own employees. But face-to-face meetings are still important. A trade fair is the place where much vital communication takes place. What brings so many people to the trade fair? We hear from the organizer of the event. And writing a letter is a skill that never goes out of date. Troubleshooter knows exactly how important it is to keep in touch. He's leaving nothing to chance.
Marley Floors and Waterproofing, good afternoon.
Marley Floors and Waterproofing produce materials for the building industry. With customers all around the world and factories and offices in 11 different countries, communications are vital.
Communication has always been important. I think it's particularly important today in the highly demanding and competitive business place in which we operate. I'm speaking here of communication both internally to our internal organisation and externally to our customers and to our suppliers. We've also capitalised on the emerging technology. We have ISDN links, we have EDI, that's electronic data interchange, which enables a paperless transaction to take place between ourselves and a number of our larger customers. Speed is often the most important factor when communicating with customers. Take, for example, a customer requiring a new roof, where traditionally we would have had to have relied on paper-based and postal systems. Today, with the use of a digital camera, we can transmit imagery right across the country, down to our design studio here, and create a design to overcome the particular problem. Similarly, with our flooring situation, with the use of ISDN linkage, we can now receive and transmit flooring layouts and schemes to exacting requirements of our customers and designers.
The head of human resources at Marley is Chris Holmes.
About 3 years ago, we reviewed our communications and decided that we needed to put in place communication structures which more directly communicated with our employees. The first initiative that we decided to implement was called team briefing. This is the backbone of our communication strategy. Essentially, it starts with the board and cascades down through the organisation, through managers, supervisors, to the shop floor. The beauty of team briefing is not only does it give us the opportunity to communicate a management message, but also the ability to gain feedback from our workforce on the way in which they react to particular issues. Therefore, it's a sort of two-way traffic.
We place great emphasis on the dissemination of information. To communicate is to motivate.
Now, let's look at some of that again. First, focus on facts. What are the two perspectives of company communication that Andre Kleinman speaks about?
I'm speaking here of communication both internally to our internal organisation and externally to our customers and to our suppliers.
The two perspectives are internal communication within the company and external communication with customers and suppliers. Next, some vocabulary. What means of communication does the company use in addition to the traditional ones?
We have ISDN links, we have EDI, that's electronic data interchange.
It includes ISDN links and EDI, that's electronic data interchange. And what else?
With the use of a digital camera, we can transmit imagery right across the country.
With the use of a digital camera, they can transmit imagery right across the country. Next, a look at language forms. Talking about what is important.
Speed is often the most important factor when communicating with customers.
Speed is often the most important factor when communicating with customers.
We place great emphasis on the dissemination of information.
We place great emphasis on the dissemination of information. Chris Holmes talks about internal communication and the system they call team briefing. How does he describe it?
This is the backbone of our communication strategy.
It's the backbone of their communication strategy. That's a type of wordplay using metaphor. It's very common in English. Look out for more wordplay with metaphors, like this, about information.
Essentially, it starts with the board and cascades down through the organisation, through managers, supervisors, to the shop floor.
Information starts with the board and cascades down, like a waterfall, through the organisation. And here comes another one about team briefing.
It's a sort of two-way traffic.
With team briefing, there is communication in both directions. It's a two-way traffic. Claire Kelly is Marketing Services Assistant. Electronic communications are central to the work of her department.
We have a website on the internet where we display information about our products and services. People send us requests for information via the email service, where we can either respond by email or we can send them information in the post. We used to have quite a lot of difficulty keeping in contact with our agents in America because they're not office-based and it was often hard to get hold of them. Whereas now, when we can send them an email message, they can pick it up on their laptop, regardless of whether they're in the office or not.
In this age of electronic communications, does the traditional role of the secretary still exist?
As well as being the manufacturing director's secretary, I do a lot of work for the personnel department, which means I deal with a lot of letters, good old-fashioned letters. I'm not a traditional secretary, as I don't do shorthand, but I do T-line, which is a form of speed writing. So back on Friday, and you want to go from Gatwick?
Yep.
I sometimes have to use a typewriter because we have some pre-printed forms that cannot be printed on a laser printer. Therefore, I have to photocopy the forms and then type in the information that is needed.
Let's take a closer look at some of that. Some more vocabulary.
We have a website on the internet.
They have a website on the internet.
We can send them an email message. They can pick it up on their laptop.
We can send them an email message, and they can pick it up on their laptop. Now, focus on fact. There's some new vocabulary here too. Lorena Wright is a secretary. What does she have to do?
I think it cannot be this week, so if we make it the middle of next week.
I deal with a lot of letters, good old-fashioned letters on paper.
She deals with a lot of letters.
I don't do shorthand, but I do T-line, which is a form of speed writing.
She doesn't do shorthand. She does T-line, which is a form of speed writing.
On the Monday.
I sometimes have to use a typewriter.
She sometimes has to use the typewriter.
I have to photocopy the forms and then type in the information that is needed.
She has to photocopy the forms. And she has to type in the information. Meeting and communicating face-to-face with customers is important for Woofware and the brand manager, Charlie Chaplin. Every year they take their products to the trade fair, held at Birmingham's National Exhibition Centre. This is a social as well as a business occasion, and customers come from all over the world.
Are you interested in the clothing or the whole...
The entire line.
The entire line. Would you like to come over and have a closer look at our range?
Some customers are well known to the staff of Woofware.
Hello, Alison.
Hello.
Nice to see you here again.
And you?
How are you?
Not too bad. A bit tired. Ready to go home.
How's business?
It's been a bit quiet since Christmas, but beginning to pick up a bit again now.
Some of the customers are new.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm Julie Bray from On the Bit Saddlery.
Yes,
from Barnstable.
That's right.
Yes.
We have spoken on the telephone.
Yes. The new products.
These are new, the new rugs, yes.
No, these are we make in England, so they're British-made products. See this?
So, what have we got new from Woof?
This is the new clothing range that we're going into. This is a Polartec fleece.
These are both new lines, and they will be available in the autumn for next season.
Yeah.
We have 4 styles in each of the fabrics.
Right. You have to try the hat on if it will suit you. Take the label out of the way. Okay, so this is my card.
And here's my card.
Thank you very much.
You've been very helpful. Let me give you my card.
Lovely.
And then you can keep that, and I will get her to contact you.
Thank you very much.
Bring them round and show you again.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's take a closer look at some of that. First, some vocabulary to do with products. This client has just arrived from Los Angeles.
All right. Are you interested in the clothing or the whole...
The entire line.
The entire line.
She's interested in the entire line of products.
Would you like to come over and have a closer look at our range?
Would you like to have a closer look at our range? Next, let's look at communicative functions, language forms for a variety of social and business needs. First, meeting and greeting, old customers and new ones.
Hello, Alison.
Hello.
Nice to see you here again.
Nice to see you here again.
And you?
And you. She could also say,
How lovely to see you again.
How lovely to see you again. The next customer is new to Woofware, so the greeting is more formal.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can I help you?
Good morning. Can I help you? Next, asking about business.
How's business?
How's business? Or she could say,
How is trade in the shop at the moment?
how's trade in the shop at the moment? And the reply,
It's been a bit quiet since Christmas.
it's been a bit quiet since Christmas. A business card is very useful when it's time to exchange details and say goodbye.
Okay, so this is my card.
This is my card.
And here's my card.
Thank you very much.
And here's my card. And finally, saying goodbye.
Again.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Nice to see you. Bye-bye.